This builder is selling this model home and it's not even released to the public yet. So y'all are gonna be the first ones that know about this, and y'all are gonna be blown away by the price point on this house. And in today's video, aside from this, we're gonna talk about 3 other builders in this neighborhood, so 4 total. We're gonna talk about the neighborhood, the area, why people are moving here, this builder, this model home that you have to see, and also we're gonna talk about a builder that just started building 3 days ago. A lot of opportunities in this neighborhood, including a builder that's offering 0% down with all closing costs covered, even if you're not a veteran. So we're gonna talk about all the builders in this neighborhood, including this model home. We're gonna dive deep into the incentives, which is some of the best incentives that I've seen here in Manor. And we're gonna get started with our first builder. All right, so our first stop is gonna be D.R. Horton, which holds a very dear and special place in my heart because my first house was a D.R. Horton. And I might have told that story a couple times on my channel, especially in that D.R. Horton builder review video, which I want y'all to check it out, so make sure you check that out. So we're just gonna get started with this one because I believe this is like a perfect entry home. If you're a first-time home buyer, if you're buying on a budget, or you're downsizing, this could be a very solid option for you. Now, with that being said, I am gonna keep it 100% with y'all. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and we're gonna walk this floor plan, which happens to be a 4-bed, 3-bath house. It's called a Lakeway. And then after that, I'm gonna reveal the price point. All right, so very simple on the outside. You have the 2-car garage. This is the model home. But for the most part, what you see inside of this house is what you're gonna get. At least with my D.R. Horton house, I don't know if it's the same over here, but you did have some options to change the exterior. Like if you wanted to add the stone look, or if you wanted the all brick look, I think that's what came with the house. And if you wanted to add these stones, that was an extra cost. It could be the same, it can't be the same. I'm not 100% sure. But as soon as we walk in, you are immediately greeted to this hallway right here, of course, right? So you have your study right there, carpeted. The one thing that I am gonna knock D.R. Horton for is that these are not LVP floors. These are like one of those roll-on type of floors. So like the floors that you stick on, which if you know anything about these floors is that if you have something sharp fall on these floors, or you have a puddle of water staying there for too long, it could actually warp and damage the floors. When it happened to me in my house, when like a sharp item fell on the floor and it looked like, can't really describe it, but it didn't look like a scratch or anything, but it looked like a piece of paper almost crumbled up. I was taken back. I was like, I'm sure floors aren't supposed to do that. And that's when I found out after the fact that, yeah, they have the roll-on type of floors. These are not real luxury vinyl planks. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're buying D.R. Horton. Now, just real quick, your front bedroom is going to be right here, which is a very decent size front bedroom. And over here is going to be your primary bathroom or your guest bathroom, but it's a full bathroom. So it's just shared between this room and the office space over here, which is nice and open. And you know, it features a window as well. So you can use it as a workout room, an office, a playroom for the kids, a game room, however way you wanna use this for. This is why it's called a flex space, all right? And then over here is going to be your living room and dining room area. So I do like the fact that they have this open space over here. That could be your dining room area. And that way you can have this spot over here as your living room area. D.R. Horton does do a good job in terms of utilizing this space throughout the entire house. I feel like D.R. Horton never has wasted space. Now you have this large granite countertop over here, the central island to go along with granite countertops over there. And then you have your gas cooktop stove right here. Something to point out is that these drawers and cabinets do not have handles. Usually when you're dealing with a builder like a D.R. Horton, your house is not gonna have those sorts of things. That is gonna be considered add-ons, but D.R. Horton does not do add-ons. So you can start to appreciate other builders actually having handles in their drawers and cabinets. And I'm not trying to knock D.R. Horton for not having it. I'm just saying that, as y'all can see, builders do things completely different from each other, right? And over here is gonna be a nice pantry size. I will give D.R. Horton credit where it's due. They do have some decent sized pantries, and compared to the size of their homes usually. Now in this case, you do have the backsplash inside of this model. I believe you're not gonna get backsplash inside of your spec home. Now I could be wrong about that, but usually you don't. Now one thing that does set D.R. Horton apart from other builders is that they have these Dyco light switches. So basically you could pop this face off, which I'm not gonna do, but you can basically pop that face off and it's so easy. You can literally plug and play these light switches. So if you wanted to put a dimmer on here, you can literally just pull these out and place another set that has a dimmer inside of this. It's so DIY that anybody without any type of understanding of house projects could figure this part out. It's very simple. So over here is going to be your other 2 guest bedrooms that share a full bathroom. So over here is your first guest bedroom, very decent size bedroom space. And then over here is gonna be your second guest bedroom, or technically your third guest bedroom in the video. And then we're going to get to the primary bedroom down over here. But first, we're gonna see our laundry room. So laundry room is located right across from the primary bedroom, and it's located towards the back of the house, which you have your first bedroom over there, your 2 guest bedrooms over there, and then the laundry room right here. So I'll let y'all decide if that's a good location or not for a laundry room. So this is gonna be your primary bedroom over here. Very big size primary bedroom. That's gonna be a king size bed, and you're still able to fit some drawers, some nightstands over there. They put this dresser over here, even a chair over there, a little plant over there. So they did a good job with making sure that they laid out this room to show you that, again, D.R. Horton has functional floor plans. They do not waste any space, as y'all can see. Now in this bathroom, this is maybe where you can make that argument that D.R. Horton does in fact waste some space, but I like my bathrooms big and wide like this, especially when you're living with 2 people. And y'all know, if y'all live with another person, that having a bigger bathroom could make or break your relationship, right? But I always love bigger bathrooms because my wife and I are able to socialize inside the bathroom and be in the bathroom at the same time without feeling like that we're like in a shoebox, you know? So you get your dual vanity sinks in here, large stand-up shower, you have your built-in linen shelf over there. I do like the fact that they have a private toilet with a door, and then you have your walk-in closet right over here. Very simple, very straightforward. So now let's talk about some incentives and prices for D.R. Horton. So we just walked the Lakeway model, which is a 4-bed, 3-bath, single-story house with a flex room that is around 2,000 square feet. If you want me to be specific, 2042 square feet. And that price is going to start at $368,000. So if you are a veteran, 100% disabled, putting 0% down, that monthly payment is gonna be between $2,200 if you are 100% disabled, and if you're not 100% disabled, that payment's gonna be around $2,800 to $2,700. With that being said, the price range for D.R. Horton in this neighborhood is gonna start as low as $340,000, and it could climb to $410,000. Now, if you're on the lower end, again, speaking to my veterans, you can definitely get into a D.R. Horton house for less than $2,000 a month for your mortgage, depending on your disability percentage. That's a really big plus, by the way. Now let's talk about incentives. So if you are FHA or VA, you have quite a few options for you. They do offer 2 different types of arms, which I'm not gonna go into detail because it's gonna get a little confusing, but you could see an interest rate as low as 3.785% on an arm. Now, what most FHA and VA buyers decide to do is take option number 2, which is a fixed interest rate of 3.99%. Now, if you are a conventional buyer, your interest rate is gonna be as low as 4.99%, but you have to put 10% down. So I try not to talk too much about these numbers because I don't want it to confuse y'all, but to add further into the confusion, or maybe this is gonna speak to somebody, whether or not you are a veteran, you might qualify for a 0% down payment with all of your closing costs covered to get inside of a D.R. Horton house. That is a very big benefit, by the way. Now, that's not saying that your DTI can be ignored, or that's not saying that your credit score could be ignored, because you definitely have to have decent credit. And when I say decent credit, I am talking about low 600 credit, all right? So it's not impossible to buy a D.R. Horton house in this neighborhood for 0% down with all of your closing costs covered, meaning that you are moving into this house for very little money out of your pocket. The caveat to that is that your interest rate is going to be at 5.75%. But imagine that. First-time home buyer, if you don't have a lot of money saved up, this could be the way into home ownership. That is a very big bonus. Now, what I want y'all to do is let me know down below if D.R. Horton is your favorite builder of the video, and if you are somebody that wants to take advantage of the 0% down payment, even not being a veteran, I want you to reach out to me and the team and we can make something work. If not in this neighborhood, well, D.R. Horton's offering it for other neighborhoods as well. And I know which neighborhoods are offering it for. So reach out to me. And now let's go walk a builder that just set up shop or got done setting up shop 3 days ago. Let's go check them out. All right, so we are at our second builder, MI Homes. And what's funny about this one is that as of 3 days ago, this model home was not here. I'm just playing. Model home wasn't finished, so they just finished this model home and just opened up 3 days ago. So they are the newest builder out here in the Carillon neighborhood, which is interesting because this is the brand new builder, and then our last builder that we gotta look at is the oldest builder, and they're closing out their section, and they just started in their section. So they're gonna be here not for long, but we could probably plan out for maybe a year, maybe. So this one right behind me is gonna be their 4-bed, 3-bath option. We're gonna discuss incentives, prices, and by the way, they have the lowest interest rate in this entire neighborhood, which is actually insane. It might be in the low 2s if I had to give you a little teaser. So I'm gonna swing this camera around and we're gonna get started. So as you see, we have this brick look right here. Now this inventory or this model home is gonna have all the bells and whistles, but it honestly doesn't have an overabundance of bells and whistles. So you're gonna be able to see basically what your spec home is gonna look like. So very pretty on the outside, and we're just gonna walk straight in and get started. So as soon as we walk in, something to keep note of is that these hallways are a little bit wider than what you would typically expect inside of a starter home, right? Now, the first stop is gonna be this flex room right here, which you can use as an office, you can use as a workout room, playroom, however way you wanna use it for. This is kind of their design studio here, but with MI Homes, you're really not getting a lot of choices. I mean, you get some cabinet options, some carpet options, some LVP options, some tile options for your bathroom, and then some counter options and backsplash. But there's really not a whole lot. They have a gold, silver, or I think it's a bronze, silver, and gold package, maybe diamond too. So you don't have a lot of options. And you know, if you wanted to custom build your house, you are losing on the incentives, which is a big pull, a big benefit to MI Homes is their incentives, which we're gonna talk about. So to the left is going to be your garage, which is used as their office right now. So before I get into the living area, let's go down this hallway and see what's going on. So you're gonna see your first guest bedroom right here, off by itself, completely by itself. And it's actually almost the same size as a primary bedroom. You know, if I told you, or if you told me that this was a primary bedroom, I could believe you, you know? I could definitely believe you. I do like the fact that it's off by itself because it almost like it has its own bathroom as well. So you have this spacious bathroom, or you have this full bathroom right here, and it's basically the bathroom for this bedroom right here. Then you have a little coat closet right there. Now, getting into the living room area, you do have this laundry room right here. It's a deeper laundry room too, so you can have your baskets, you can have your iron board right here in the front. Of course, you have some shelf space up there. And then this is where you get into the living area and also your kitchen. So real quick, just like I always say with these accent walls inside of model homes, your house is not going to have that. However, what I will say is that if you wanted to, not saying you should, but if you wanted to, you could definitely change these cabinets. You could definitely put the handles on the cabinets. You could change out these countertops, the backsplash, but then you're starting to get into the customization side, and then you're kind of losing the incentive if you wanted to build a house from the ground up. Now, this is actually a really good size walk-in closet. So our primary bedroom is gonna be around the corner over there. I wanna point out you have 4 windows right there. Imagine a TV right there. You have your dining room section right there. So we're gonna look at our 2 guest bedrooms over here. So guest bedroom number 2 of the house is gonna be right there. And then which shares a full bathroom with dual vanity sinks, imagine that. And then seems like each bedroom has their own linen closet too. As you can see, with the other linen closet being a little bit bigger. And then you have your 3rd guest bedroom of this house. Decent sized guest bedrooms, nothing to write home to. And then finally, we're gonna get to our primary bedroom. This is gonna be your primary bedroom right here. So it's a little bit more upscale than your DR Horton. Definitely, you know, a little bit more space inside of this floor plan, or at least it feels like it's a little bit more space. I like this layout a little bit better, but y'all let me know down below if you like this layout better, if you like the DR Horton layout a little bit better. So you have your dual vanity sink inside of your primary bathroom. Now you do have a tub and a shower combination shower. I would say it could fit about 1.5 people. It's not like a full oversized shower, but it's also not a shoebox, because I definitely have seen showers where it would be the size of this right here. You don't have this little extra space right there. So gotta give credit where it's due. And finally, there's a builder that actually frosts the windows, because who wants a clear window in the bathroom? And you have this large, oversized walk-in closet right here. So we have that, and then of course we have the private king seat right there. So just like our D.R. Horton walkthrough, you know, a lot of this house is very standard, very basic. You know, you don't have handles on cabinets and drawers and things of that nature. You're not blown away by the features in this house, but it's very functional. The floor plan makes sense, not really wasted space. And now we get to talk about the juicy details, which is the incentives and the price point. All right, so we just walked the Hawkins floor plan here in MI Homes. And by the way, I can say without a doubt that no other realtor has shot this model home yet and posted it on the internet. So you guys are literally the first set of buyers that are seeing this on YouTube. So give yourself a round of applause on that one, because y'all have just stumbled into potentially some good deals out here. You know, I'll let you decide on that. So this is the Hawkins floor plan, 4 beds, 3 baths. It is right under 2,300 square feet. And this price point is gonna kind of surprise you now. Now this price point starts at $420,000. I know with our D.R. Horton floor plan, it's about almost 400 square feet smaller than this one. That D.R. Horton price point was like $380,000. So you are paying $40,000 more for a slightly bigger house for basically 400 extra square feet. So you're paying $10,000 per 100 square feet over here versus the D.R. Horton. I'm not saying that's a bad deal. It's just a completely different product with similar finishes. So I'll let y'all decide if that's gonna be worth the price point or not. But there is something that MI Homes has that D.R. Horton doesn't have, and that is the interest rate. So keep in mind that the price range over here is gonna start from $370,000 and it can get as high as $475,000. And that $475,000 is gonna get you a 2,800 square foot house, 4 beds, 3 baths. But the incentives over here is probably some of the best incentives that I've seen in a while in terms of interest rates. Now, I said at the beginning that those interest rates are actually low 2s, but I lied. Those interest rates are high 1s. That's right, high 1s. That is not a typo, that is not a speako, that is real deal, literally. Now, you probably figured out that this is not a permanent interest rate. Otherwise, this neighborhood would have been sold out just like that. But it is a 2-for-1 buy down, and guess what? It is for my conventional buyer. So if you're a conventional buyer, that 2-1 buy down starts at 1.875% in the first year. Second year, 2.875%. Third year, 3.875%, and then finally the fourth year, 4.875%. That is insane. An interest rate at 1.875%. Wow. For conventional too, usually it's the opposite. FHA and VA gets the lower interest rates. Now I said it was a 2-1 buy down, but it's more like a 3-1 buy down. It's a temporary buy down. Now I'm not leaving out my FHA and VA buyers because y'all do have a 2-1 buy down, and it's very attractive too. It's not as attractive as the 1.875, but you are starting at that 2.875%, and then the next year is 3.875, and you are gonna end up at a fixed rate of 4.875% for the rest of the loan. So MI Homes is honoring both conventional buyers and government buyers, FHA and VA, with low interest rates. 1.875 for my conventional, 2.875 for my government buyers. Imagine that. Aside from that, they are also offering a package of a washer dryer, 2 of these items, washer and dryer, which counts as 1, fridge, blinds, and a garage door opener. But if you are shopping value, I would definitely recommend that you get the washer, dryer, and the fridge combination, because you could always put the blinds on yourself or have a third party do it, and it's not gonna cost as much as a washer, dryer, and a fridge. Same thing with the garage door opener. Things cost like $400 or $500, and honestly, if you're working with me, I'll just go ahead and get it for you. So that is what MI Homes has to offer. Y'all leave me down a comment down below if MI Homes is your favorite builder of the video, and if you are wanting to take advantage of that 1.875% interest rate, make sure you reach out to me and the team, and we'll hook up a deal for you. Now let's move on to our next builder of the video. But first, let's talk about some amenities in this neighborhood. There is nothing like a neighborhood that has to offer some amenities for the residents of the neighborhood, whatever. So yeah, you get a professional sized pool over here. I think that now that technically we're out of season, since it's gonna be the colder weather, if you even wanna call it that, because right now it's about, I don't know, high 70s, low 80s, but right now the pool is closed for the season. But can you imagine that? This is what the pool actually looks like. For once, I get to actually film in the pool with nobody in it. I always feel weird when there's people in there, I'm just shooting content. But anyways, you get access to a pool, and it looks like, I don't see a hot tub, but I see like a little shallow section for the small kids over here. And you have your deeper, more professional style over there with some lounges, some chairs over there to relax. And then over here, you have this covered section. So if you have like a big party or you want to host, you know, a get together or a cookout or whatever the case is, or if the community is throwing an event, this is where it would be held at their clubhouse. Not every single neighborhood has a clubhouse. And if I remember correctly, I was here about a year and a half ago where they actually just opened up this clubhouse. I think there's a stretch room in the back, and I want to say there might be a fitness room too. I know that they have a kitchen in here. They have like a little hangout spot. So yeah, I'm sure that there's definitely a stretch studio in the back. I just don't remember if there's actual like a fitness center or not back there. So over here is gonna be your playground for the kids. Over here is gonna be a little hacky sack spot to where you can hang out with your friends, or again, if you're having an event, you get to entertain people out here. They have these nice string lights out here, so I can imagine this place looks pretty at night. You have some outside grills right there, table tennis right here, metal too, hell, depending on the time of year, it might even melt them ping pong balls that you got. They have a paddle ball, a paddle board, paddle ball? Is it, I don't even think I'm saying the right word right now. There's definitely not a tennis court, that's I think it's paddle ball, right? They have a paddle ball court right here. And I would imagine that more people are gonna be outside during this time of year versus in the summer, because I've barely seen anybody out here in the summer when it's like 90 degrees out. I mean, who would be out here? But anyways, this court is clay. It's very nice. And then down over there, you have another covered seating section right here, I guess to watch, you know, your spouse play paddle ball, or even if you wanna watch your kids play soccer in this little soccer field over here. And then down over there is gonna be another playground. And then also somewhere over there, there's gonna be a pond. There's some dog parks in here, like little dog areas. So you have a lot of amenities inside this area. And there's a reason why people are choosing Carillon over different neighborhoods here in Manor. You know, we have Lago Reserve, Lagos, Monarch Ranch. We have Shadow Glen, which is, I would say, is the #1 amenity-rich neighborhood here in Manor. We also have Manor Commons, but this will be a close second in terms of amenities in the neighborhoods here in Manor. And this is why, I mean, this is a big reason why. You have a lot just right here in this section. And that's not including the scattered amenities throughout the neighborhood and walking trails, dog parks, other playgrounds, and a pond, you know what I'm saying? So that's the benefit of being here in Carillon. And yeah, now let's go walk another builder. All right, so now we are in front of DRB Homes, which used to be formerly known as Brightland Homes. And this is gonna get into the more customizations, TBB options, to be built options. Just like with the Chesmar homes, this is gonna be another builder that you're able to just go all out on if you really wanted to. Now they're gonna be here for a couple more years, and this is gonna be the Willow floor plan. Now, they're also offering some really good incentives, including half off on some premium lots, which we're gonna discuss more at the end of this tour. So for now, let's just check out this 4-bed, 3-bath Willow floor plan that is sitting around 2,500 square feet. And by the way, you could change that square footage around, so you could add bedrooms and baths to this floor plan. So let's check it out real quick. So this is what that floor plan does look like. We have to have a little bit of an imagination, because you have to imagine that right here is gonna be your garage, or maybe they might have that side garage, but I'm pretty sure right here is gonna be your garage. Now, walking up to the Willow floor plan, let's keep in mind, as soon as you enter, you are immediately greeted to this long hallway with these tray ceilings. And look at the designs that they put in the ceilings. It gives you some really good ideas on what to do with your tray ceilings in your house. Now, over here is gonna be your garage, which they have as an office space for now. So let's just pretend that this is all walled off. Then over here is gonna be your first guest bedroom. Just like I mentioned, you are able to move around the square footage in this house, so you could move the location of these bedrooms as well. And then right connected to this first guest bedroom, you're gonna have a Jack and Jill bathroom. So in this case, dual vanity sinks. However, I'm thinking that in a inventory house, you're not gonna have the dual vanities unless if you want it. Instead, you're just gonna have that single sink right there in the middle. And then you have this walk-in shower with its own private commode over there. Then over here is going to be your second guest bedroom. Again, both bedrooms sharing a bathroom. So walking back out to the entryway, we are coming into the family room, but before we get started over there, let's go down to look at the third guest bedroom right here. Nice size, nice size. So right here is going to be the laundry room, and it's gonna have some built-in shelves over here. Now this mudroom section right here is an add-on, so this is not gonna be in your spec home, but it looks really nice though. If you wanted to get added on into your spec house, it's always cheaper to get it done third party, and I have some people for it if you want some people for it, but that just goes to show that you have a spacious laundry room, and it's actually located kind of in the center of the house. And then over here is gonna be your half bathroom. It's actually a full bathroom, a full guest bathroom. So imagine that, full shower. You know, you have your quartz countertops there, have your king seat right there. And we're not even in the kitchen yet, but we are getting to the kitchen. As you can see, very nice sized kitchen. Now this kitchen, they went all out. They have not only the underneath cabinet lighting, but they have the above lighting too, which adds that luxury touch to this kitchen. Got the backsplash going on, the really dark cabinets over here, quartz countertops, built-in appliances over there. Looks really nice, oversized, and that way you have a sitting area for your bar right there, a deep farm sink. And remember, model home, you're not gonna get all these features inside of your house, but this is just showing exactly what you could transform your house to look like. Now over here is gonna be a ducked off office or loft, however way you wanna play this. So this is where that additional bedroom would come in. So if you wanted to instead turn this into a bedroom, you would lose the office. But hey, this is a very nice space regardless if you keep this as an office or turn it into a bedroom. This is easily pretty much a second living room. I mean, this is a really large space over here. Now also, something to keep in mind is that you're not gonna get these see-through cabinets. I mean, they went all out. They put the glass doors here. They put the lights inside the cabinets. Haven't seen that in a while. You're not gonna get that inside your floor plan, all right? But what you are gonna get is all these windows right here. I like the way that they went all out with this model home. You even have this accent wall right there, which you're not gonna get. Just teasing y'all at this point. So you're gonna get the covered patio. This one is extended, as you can see. I'll be 100%. I don't know if yours is gonna be this size or not. It's probably safe to assume that it's not gonna be that size, but your primary bedroom is going to be this size. Now what's gonna be different, obviously, is gonna be this accent wall. You're not gonna get this accent wall. You're not gonna get this sliding farm door either to go into your bathroom, but you are gonna have a very similar layout. Now coming inside the bathroom, this is what this bathroom looks like. Kind of giving me Perry home type of vibes, as you have the his and her sink with a large soaking tub right there in the middle of the house. I would love to see some private windows. I don't know why y'all builders always do these clear windows into the bathroom look. I just don't understand it, you know? Even if you can't see through these windows from a house over there, it's still, I don't know, it still just doesn't feel right having these clear windows inside of a space like your bathroom over here. Frost those at least, you know? But regardless, I like this oversized walk-in shower. We have bench seating right there. We have a little bench right there to put all your soap and towels. And this is a tall shower. Now, some key differences, you are not going to have the floor to ceiling tile backsplash inside your shower unless if you want to fork up some extra money for those customizations, all right? Same thing as this. I really don't think that you're gonna get this L-shaped bench inside of your spec house. I think this is an upgrade, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna get either one or the other. That's very safe to assume. And your tile is probably gonna look a lot different than this tile. This is like the luxury type of tile. I have seen this luxury tile in inventory homes. I'm just leaning more towards that. You are not gonna get it inside your spec home. This is gonna be an upgrade. So this is the large walk-in closet right here. And this walk-in closet is beautiful. Now, I know that there's a lot of maybe wasted space in here because you could easily get away with adding another rack right there, maybe putting some shelves up top right there. But that just shows you how big this closet actually is and how much you could actually customize this closet. Now, one thing that I would say is customized is definitely this flooring. Your closet is most likely gonna feature carpet, unless if you wanna rip it out or have the builder rip it out, and then that's considered an upgrade. But again, it's always gonna cost less money to just go third party and have a vendor do it for you. So that is pretty much it for this floor plan. Now, let's talk about some incentives when it comes to DRB homes. All right, so now that we toured DRB homes, let's go a little bit more into the incentives. I got a little bit of information about the incentives. I didn't get the full picture, but I got enough. Now, number one, DRB Homes is offering $20,000 in flex cash to be used to buy down your rate. So if you are an FHA buyer, you have two options, FHA and VA. Number one, you have an ARM at 3.75%. I didn't get the exact numbers on what that ARM looks like, but I'm assuming it's a 7/6 ARM, meaning that for 7 years, your interest rate is gonna be at 3.75%. And then after the 7 years, every 6 months, your interest rate is going to adjust at whatever the market rate is at that time frame. So today, with market rates being 6.25% to 6.5%, if for whatever reason, those are the same interest rates 7 years from now, you're at 3.75%, and then 7 years from now, you're at 6.5%, you know, if interest rates were actually that high. Now, what a lot of people do is they refinance along the way, especially if interest rates do come below 3.75% or if they do come around that area, and that way they can just lock in the rate for the life of the loan. And others would just simply sell the house before that ARM takes place. The second option that you have is gonna be a temporary buy down to as low as 2.99%. Now, again, I don't have all the numbers, but I'm assuming it's a 2-1 buy down, which means the second year is gonna be 3.99, and then the fixed rate is going to be 4.99. So you have some options to play with. Now, if you wanted to build your house, build and customize your house, they have a couple of incentives on that end as well. They're still gonna give you that $20,000 flex cash, which you can use to buy down your rate or put towards the customizations of your house. They're also gonna give you an additional $10,000 credit to go towards your closing costs, and they're also reducing the price of these lots by 50%. So the lots over here cost anywhere from $16,000 to $22,000. So essentially, you're gonna be buying a lot for about $8,000 to $11,000 over here with DRB Homes in a Carillon neighborhood. So these are the incentives that DRB Homes has to offer. And y'all let me know down below if this is your favorite builder of the video. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about what this neighborhood has to offer. So first of all, I got the sun just blaring inside my eyes right now. Hair doesn't protect my eyeballs at all. Second of all, if y'all are wondering what this big ass garage behind me is, that is an RV garage that one of the older builders here used to build inside of this neighborhood. Now, this builder that I'm mentioning no longer builds in Texas, which is a revelation to me. So if you are interested in a house like this with this big ass RV parking garage right behind me, you're gonna have to go the resale route, but we can make that happen, especially in this neighborhood. I've seen people use these garages as damn near second homes. I've seen car lifts. I've seen legitimately like man caves, you know, things of that nature. So that's why I picked that as the backdrop. But anyways, what's interesting about this neighborhood is that there are 2 ISDs in this neighborhood since we are so close to Elgin. And with 2 ISDs, we also have 2 different property taxes. So the first part of the neighborhood, the front part of the neighborhood is Elgin ISD, and the back part is Manor ISD. And Elgin ISD is 2.5% in terms of a property tax rate, and then the Manor side is 2.7%. So Manor is a little bit more expensive, and a lot of the builders right now are building in the Manor section, so you're getting a little bit of a higher property tax rate, but there are still some options in the lower property tax section of this neighborhood. So if you are shopping on value, trying to maximize your budget, definitely gotta pick a certain part of the neighborhood, which will in fact impact the builder that you choose to go with ultimately. And if you're somebody that's shopping in terms of ISD, so which school your kids ends up going to, well then that's also going to impact which builder that you ultimately end up choosing. Either way, we can make it happen for you. And no matter what part of the area that you're in, Uncle Sam is still going to collect the taxes on something called a PID, Public Improvement District. So that applies to this entire neighborhood, and that is set at $1,300 a year this year. So it could change next year, who knows, but this year is $1,300. So basically budget about $100 a month. It will already be built into your mortgage payment. Just wanted to drop that little gem of information before we jump into our next builder. All right, so we are in front of this Chesmar home, the model home that I teased at the very beginning of this video. This is gonna be the biggest 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house that you've seen, at least on this channel. Now, breaking news is that they are now selling this model home. It is not released in the public yet. This is just because of the relationships that I built with the sales agent, but they are now selling this model home. And we're gonna discuss that inside. By the way, there was 15 people on this waiting list and nobody took this model home. They probably found some other homes. So now you watching this, you have the opportunity to own this house with everything inside of it, okay? So we're gonna talk about the base price. If you didn't want this model home, if you just wanted a spec home, we're gonna talk about the price of this model home. Then we're gonna also break down the incentives, the low interest rates they have, and what's coming next for Chesmar Homes and where are they moving to next. So we're gonna talk about all that at the end of the tour, but first let me go ahead and sell you guys on this model home. So again, this is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath house, about 2,300 square feet. It is gonna be the biggest 3-bedroom house that you've probably ever seen. And as y'all can see, it starts with a 3-car garage, all right? But now this is the office, and this is where you're gonna be able to customize your home with all the options. And then walking inside, you immediately greeted to this wide entryway here. And then I wanna point out these tray ceilings as well. So in your spec homes, remember, you're not gonna have any of this stuff, but in this specific model home that you're looking to purchase, you are going to be able to keep all the features inside this house, aside from the furniture, but that's another conversation. Over to my right is the design center, which would be your garage, but they're using that as an office and design center right now, so we're not gonna look over there. But over here is gonna be your first 2 guest bedrooms. So bedroom number 1, and you have this little cutout area. As you can see, they have it staged for a little sitting area just to show you the size of the house, or just to show you the size of the room. And then over here is going to be your 2nd guest bedroom. Now again, with this model home available for you to purchase, all the accent walls, all the paint, all the features, the extra features you see in this house, they're available. Now this is gonna be your 1st guest bathroom right here. And then one of my favorite rooms is going to be this little flex room right here. So use it as a playroom, a gym, an office, or just a pool table room. Like they're just like a hangout room. So they have this built-in shelf already on the wall. I like this touch right here, especially if you're gonna be the one buying this house. They also have these beams coming across the ceiling right there. Really nice sized room, and y'all are gonna be very surprised at how much you're asking for this house because it's not as much as you think. So getting into the kitchen area, this is why this model home is everybody's favorite house, everybody's favorite floor plan inside this specific neighborhood. So just revel inside of this kitchen for a second. Imagine that you have guests, you're entertaining, you're cooking a large meal. Just picture this right here, picture this view right here. So you have this large oversized island, deep farm sink, these nicely colored light brown cabinets, and you have the underneath cabinet lighting. And you also have cabinet lighting on top of your cabinets. You have your gas cooktop right there on top of the quartz countertops. You have these built-in appliances, microwave and stove combination. Very nice backsplash as well. You have a decent sized pantry. And then you have this whole little shelf section right here as well. Now, if I remember correctly, with these spec homes, you do not specifically get this section right here. You will get this area, but you will not get this built-in countertop right here with all these drawers. That is an add-on, or it's a customization type of option. But if you buy the model home, you get to keep all that. So over here is everybody's favorite living room. You have this cathedral ceiling, which is beamed, which, by the way, if you're buying a spec house, this is an upgrade. But again, if you're buying a model home, this is all coming with it. Very large, energy efficient windows. And then you have this large covered patio out in the back right here. And matter of fact, let's go outside because I'm gonna show you guys the lot real quick, since this model home is for sale. So you don't get the privacy fence on the side, you just get this iron gate, but you do not get any neighbors to the left side of you, right? Because this is the left side. You also get this nice little garden back here, decent sized lot as well. And imagine just spending your summers out here. It's a very cool day today, but this is very nice out here. Oh, almost broke my neck on that rug. Now, coming back inside the house, we are going to walk. Well, just real quick, want to point out this fireplace, this electric fireplace. It's tiled from floor to ceiling as well. And again, your house, your spec house is not going to have this. This is an add-on. So this is already built into the model. So if you are looking to buy this model, you have to reach out to me and the team, and we'll negotiate a hell of a deal for you. So before, I'm walking inside of the primary bedroom right now, right? So it's right ahead of me is gonna be your bathroom with the double French doors. And I actually like the way that this is set up, because once you get inside this bedroom here, it is just purely a bedroom. So you have your tray ceiling, accent wall over there, you got your 3 windows over there. But then usually in a lot of floor plans, what you'll see is that the bathroom is usually like on this side of the wall. Like you would have to walk through, the door is gonna be right there. This is how you walk through the bathroom. But in this case, it is completely separated. You have to walk this way to get to your bathroom. Now, immediately to my right is going to be your living area. So you have a door right here, essentially. And again, you're just walking. Over here is your living area. Over here is gonna be your bathroom. So with this bathroom, you have the his and hers sink, and you have this little middle section. Now, if you were just buying the spec home in the neighborhood, you would still have all these options, including this little mud section area right there. But you're not gonna have the same finishes. You're not gonna have the same color quartz countertops. You're not gonna have the same color cabinets. These are different packages. These are in the higher end packages. But you are gonna have similar type of layout inside your house, including the not so private privacy glass right there. So you have your private king seat in there. You have your linen closet right there. You have this oversized walk-in shower right here. And then you also have this oversized walk-in closet over here, as you can see. Now to cap it off, you know I'm a big laundry room guy. I like the fact that this laundry room is centrally located in the house. It's gonna bring you right back out to that family room, and it's literally right next to the primary bedroom. So this laundry room, in my books, is a 10 out of 10 because of the location itself, and you have all this extra space too. So if you just set up the washer and dryer right there, you still have enough space to set out, you know, an iron board or whatever else you guys put inside your laundry room, baskets, you know, things of that nature. So you have a lot of space to play with. So now that we walked the floor plans, let's go ahead and talk about price, incentives, and future news of Chesmar Homes, especially in the Carillon neighborhood. All right, so let's talk about some price points with Chesmar Homes. So firstly, I want to discuss what this price point is on this specific model, because this model is in fact for sale. The company has not released these details to the public yet. It's only a private curated list of people that know that this model home is for sale. Specifically, 15 people were interested in buying this house, but none of them have shown any interest in buying this house. There's nothing wrong with the house. I'm just assuming that these people have waited too long, or they found some other houses, or they changed their minds about it. So now, since Chesmar Homes is in a closeout period, which means they are done building in this neighborhood, they are now willing to put this model home under contract. So if you like this floor plan, if you specifically want this floor plan with these finishes, everything as is, as you've seen the video, aside from the furniture, which we can still potentially negotiate that into the deal, you have to reach out to me because I have all the inside information and I can get you an insane deal. So they're asking for $530 for this model home. Now, what does a closeout period mean? Closeout period just simply means that the builder is no longer building in this neighborhood and they're just trying to sell out in this neighborhood so they can move on to the next one, which is a different neighborhood about 10 minutes away from here, still in Manor. And that neighborhood is gonna be completely different than this one. We're gonna have 3 to 4 builders over there, completely different product, bigger homes, different price point, different interest rate, different property taxes, so on and so forth. So with Chesmar Homes, with these 6 homes that they have available, firstly, since we're on the subject of the model home, if you wanted to buy the model home, but not this specific model home, you wanted to buy the same floor plan, they still have one more available, and that price is at $430,000. So they have about $100,000 worth of upgrades inside of this one. Now, their prices are gonna range from $375,000 to $450,000. Their incentives is as follows. If you are a conventional buyer, your interest rate is gonna be at 5.25%. They're gonna cover all your closing costs as well. And of course, that 5.25%, they already bought that down for you. If you are VA or FHA, they're gonna give you 2 options. Number 1 is a 3.99% ARM, a 7/6 ARM. And we discussed what an ARM was earlier on in this video. So for 7 years, your interest rate is gonna be at 3.99%. Now, if you didn't want that option, the second option, if you're FHA or VA, is a 4.99% 30-year fixed rate. By the way, if you are a veteran and you are looking at the lowest price range, which is $375,000 in this neighborhood, that means you're putting 0% down. And if you are 100% disabled, meaning that you pay no property taxes, your mortgage payment on $375,000 is gonna be around $2,200, potentially a little bit less than that. Now, with that being said, if you are not a disabled veteran or if you are under 100%, so you still have to pay some property taxes, well then your mortgage payment on a $375,000 house here in Chesmar is going to be around $2,800. So it's a $600 difference, which is a really big difference. If you are FHA or you're conventional, your monthly payments are going to change based on your down payment and also based on if you have PMI for my conventional buyers. So if you want more information on the monthly payments, make sure you reach out to me on that end. So that's the big spiel of what's going on with Chesmar Homes being in the closeout period. You have the opportunity right now to not only buy this model home where they're not publicly advertising that. They just told me that because I just so happened to walk through the doors today, right? And I have good relationships with these agents. So they are willing to give me these details. So you have the option to either buy the model home or to get a really good deal on one of these 6 homes that they have available for sale that they're trying to push out before the end of the year. So if you are looking to buy not only in Carillon, not only in Manor, not only Chesmar Homes, but in Austin in general, make sure you reach out to me and the team. I have buyers reaching out to me every single day. Call me, text me, email me. But the best way to get a hold of me is to simply scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in my description or in the top pinned comment. And that way we can schedule a one-on-one call so I can understand where you're at in your journey so we can put keys in your hands. If you found this video helpful, this neighborhood review, let me know down below. Let me know down below who your favorite builder was in this video, and also let me know if you find these neighborhood review videos helpful. I have made a playlist with these builder reviews. I've made a playlist for neighborhood reviews, affordable neighborhoods, luxury neighborhoods. I made a playlist for everything, so make sure you check out my other videos. And thank you for watching. This is In Austin with Dawson. You're awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.